football fan, any Vikings fan that has a problem with the Minnesota Vikings having 2 male cheerleaders, all I'm going to say is the call is coming from inside the house.
I'm done with the NFL. They keep trying to push this propaganda on us. Why can't we just go back to when men were men? Dawg, shut the fuck up. Because let's keep it a buck. Male cheerleaders have been a thing for years at this point. If you go to any college football game, they're going to be male cheerleaders on the sideline.
If you don't like me, that's fine. But, watch your mouth.
Noted.
How am I supposed to enjoy the game and I see his little pretty ass down there dancing?
There is a sea of beautiful cheerleaders for you to pay attention and focus to, and usually one male cheerleader.
The Minnesota Vikings has 2 new male cheerleaders, and for some reason, it has a certain type of person very offended by this. In this video, we're going to learn the history of cheerleading, and we're going to figure out who these 2 new male cheerleaders are and hear from people who are defending the new male cheerleaders. History of cheerleading. According to Wikipedia, cheerleading was established by men, but they were referred to as yell leaders. Princeton class of 1882 graduate Thomas Peebles moved to Minnesota in 1884. He transplanted the idea of organized crowds cheering at football games to the University of Minnesota. The term cheerleader was used as early as 1897, and this is Johnny Campbell, who was a well-liked cheerleader for the Minnesota Gophers. I find it hilarious that we're arriving back to the original meaning of cheerleaders, also known as, at that time, yell leaders when men did it. But now, let's learn about these 2 cheerleaders. So I did some research and I found out who the cheerleaders are. They are named Louie and Blaze. So let's see and figure out who these guys are. This is Blaze. He has the long hair. He's a classically trained dancer with great technique. Next is Louie. He has short hair and also has great technique. You gotta give it to the team because I'm hoping the social media team and even the cheer squad knew exactly what they were doing, because if they did, it was very successful. They capitalized off the discourse that will come from them having male cheerleaders on their squad. Everyone right now is hypersensitive to certain things, and definitely we've seen that recently with the Sydney Sweeney and American Eagle jeans campaign. I'm hoping a lot of social media and marketing is as self-aware as we're starting to see, because this is very successful.
Any football fan, any Vikings fan that has a problem with the Minnesota Vikings having 2 male cheerleaders, all I'm going to say is the call is coming from inside the house. The house is made out of glass. You have way more things and better things to worry about than the Vikings having male cheerleaders. So my advice to all the male season ticket holders canceling their membership because of this:
I hope it's a joke that people are canceling their memberships because of the male cheerleaders. But if they are serious, that's so ridiculous.
Aren't you there to watch football, not the cheerleaders? You're watching and cheering on a man you don't know and wearing his name on your back, but you got a problem with male cheerleaders. Make it make sense, please.
She is right. I love baseball, but in my opinion, this could be unfortunate for some, but football leans more gay than any of the sports. Soccer, nah. Baseball, no. Basketball, not really. Tennis, no. Tennis isn't gay. Rugby, probably, but football leans the gayest out of all of the sports.
Dog, I'm done with the NFL. They keep trying to push this propaganda on us. Why can't we just go back to when men were men? Dog, shut the fuck up, please. Oh my God. Like, bruh, this is not that deep whatsoever. I always say there's so many people in the world that they don't really have anything going on in their lives. So they have to like create these problems, create these things to get stressed out about just to like give themselves some purpose. This is one of them right here. Because let's keep it a buck. Male cheerleaders have been a thing for years at this point. If you go to any college football game, there are going to be male cheerleaders on the sideline. But more importantly, if you're not at an NFL game, if you're watching it on TV, you're not going to see the cheerleaders ever. And if you are at the game and the cheerleaders are so distracting you that you just can't take your eyes off them, I think that says a lot more about you than anything else. Like, there are really people up in arms having a whole conniption about this, like it makes any difference whatsoever. Like, I promise you, you're not going to notice this. But what makes it even funnier is we're on like year 10 or 15 of people boycotting the NFL for, whatever reason, whether it's Black Lives Matter.
Right, he's right. It seems like almost every time they start the NFL season, there's a reason to boycott.
This whole controversy with the NFL cheerleading teams and having men join their cheerleading teams is a wild concept. What's crazy to me, though, is all of these pressed men, all these pressed straight men that are claiming that, they're ruining the halftime show and everything else. And I'm like, there is a sea of beautiful cheerleaders for you to pay attention and focus to. And usually one male cheerleader on a team of 35 beautiful, gorgeous women performing for you. And you choose to focus on the one more than likely gay cheerleader on a team. Tells me everything I need to know. You're not straight. You're so gay to the point that you can only focus on the one man in a sea of beautiful women.
Why the Vikings got a man down there on the cheerleading? I gotta find me another team, bro. How am I supposed to enjoy the game and I see his little pretty ass down there dancing and shit? Doing all this. Nobody wanna see all. I'm trying to see big burly men stick balls between their legs while the other person got their hand right there tickling the tank before we catch the ball and a group of men pile up on that one man. That's what I want to see. That's football. Hand the ball off to another man and that man hit the hole and go for 50 yards. They running the ball down their throats. Just he get a couple breaks and they try to call him a Viking. I promise you I'm gonna flip the fuck. Just trying to see men rub all over each other with.
I have no words. No words. I know this is a joke, but he's right. That is how football fans sound sometimes. Like the overly passionate ones, they do sound like that, where they're like, I want to see men be men. Have you ever witnessed a guy so straight that it is gay? And in this case, it's like, yeah, I want to see men hit each other. I want to see them like, And you're like, ooh, that's a little graphic. I admire male cheerleaders. It's a highly controversial position to be in because, yes, you are in a women's space, quote unquote. However, to be a male cheerleader, either you lean too feminine or you're masculine and you're not feminine enough when it comes to the choreography. So it can be a tricky place. But these guys are highly skilled to be in these positions. And yes, society kind of feels like this is a very wild card scenario where it will always have debate. It doesn't matter which position you're doing, competitive cheerleading and throwing the girls and catching. You will always be seen as feminine and often associated with gay. That's just always how people are going to see it, which is very unfortunate because that may not be the case for most male cheerleaders. I don't know if you remember this, but let's go back and look at something real quick.
So the Carolina Panthers has chosen their first openly transgender cheerleader. What I think is interesting about this is that professional cheerleaders are chosen not just for their skill. They have to be good dancers. They have to have some level of skill and athleticism, but they are also chosen for their beauty. There have been lots and lots of women who have been very good dancers, who would have been great cheerleaders, who were passed over because they were a size 10 rather than a size 2, or they were flat chested, or maybe they weren't quite as muscular. They didn't have as shapely of legs as the professional cheerleading team wanted them to have, rather than saying, you know what, we're not going to pass over those women anymore. We are going to welcome all different kinds of body types as long as they have the skill that we are looking for. They went right past that.
I don't disagree with her and what she's saying. We don't really know what happened with this audition process, because there could have been low audition turnout that could play, or they could actually just want to pass those women off so they can say, oh, we have the first transgender NFL cheerleader of all history. That is most likely sometimes to be the case. Before we head out, I want to show you some other male cheerleaders, because they're not always feminine or openly gay. I've seen some guys that I'm going to share with you that love the teamwork and created great friends with what they do as a male cheerleader.
This is why high school boys should consider being a cheerleader in college. My name is Ammon and I'm a cheerleader at BYU. And let me tell you, it has been one of the funnest things, because now I'm able to technically be a Division I athlete. I'm on the sideline for all the home football games. I travel to the country to most of the away football games. I'm right on the court to all the home basketball games. I get to mingle with all the other athletes. I get a lift in the student athlete weight room. Depending on where you go, you can get some of your tuition paid for. And you get gear from your school. BYU is a Nike school, so I have a lot of Nike gear. And I still get to be part of the team aspect. And the other boys on the team are some of my closest friends. And if you've seen videos, stunting is super fun and super impressive.
These are male cheerleaders that are doing stunts and competitive cheerleading, and some of them are on a collegiate level, but this still takes highly skilled athletes to do and execute what they do. And of course, they will have to dance if they're doing competitions and there are routines, but these guys are very talented, and their tumbling passes are something that any hater, I'm sure, could not do. They are super impressive, and I'm just proud that they are able to showcase and show the world that, hey, we can do this as well, and we are great, and we are not what you guys think we are. That's it, you guys. Thank you for watching, and I want to hear from you. What do you think about male cheerleaders in the NFL? Let me know in the comment section, and I will see you on the next video. See you later.